Hello everyone, myself Jayant Roy, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, DP College, Bilaspur. Today I prepared a lectures on General Insurance Paper 4, Unit 3rd, that is Marine Insurance, MCOM 4 semester, optional paper Group C. Our topic is Marine Insurance. Now what is Marine Insurance? Marine insurance covers the losses or damages caused to ship, terminals, and any transport or cargo by which goods are transferred, acquired, or held between different points of origins and final destinations. Now, topics to be covered, that is the introductions, evaluation, development of marine insurance, then necessary elements of marine insurance, then scope of marine insurance, procedure of taking out the marine insurance policies, kinds of marine insurance policies, computation of marine insurance policies, then premiums and returns, marine losses, settlement of claims, recoveries, salvage and particular charges. Now what is marine insurance? We already discussed the marine insurance, the meaning of the marine insurance. Actually, in simple definition, you can say that marine insurance is another variant of the general term insurance. And as the name suggests, it provides to ships, boats, and most importantly, the cargo that is carried in them. Marine insurance is a contract whereby the insurer undertakes to indemnify the assured in manner and to the extent thereby agreed against marine losses, such that the losses incident to marine adventures. Then evolution and development of marine insurance. Marine insurance is not of recent origin. Its existence can be traced back to several centuries. Questions concerning it have naturally been coming up for a number of years, and the law concerning it had taken a definite shape much prior to 1906, when the English Marine Insurance Act was passed with a view to codify the law. Contrary to popular belief, Lloyd's of London's was not the first group of people to offer insurance for maritime commerce. The first form of marine insurance dates back to the year 3000 BC, when Chinese merchants dispersed their shipment amongst several vessels so as to abridge the possibility of damages to the products. Since independence, Indian shipment had undergone a considerable expansion, and it became mandatory for all Indian legislation consistent with Indian conditions for the smooth development of Indian marine insurance. But as in the case of its English counterpart, the Indian Act embodies only some and not all of the legal principles and rules of the marine insurance, and its language is so extremely concise and general that in full import the meaning can scarcely be understood without referring to the existing law, which it was intended to express, or to the decided cause from which the law was evolved. In India, the law of marine insurance has been put in a statutory form since 1963. Now, the necessary elements of insurance. There are 8 necessary elements of insurance contract. The first, that is features of general contract. Now, we all know the features of the general contract like agreement, free consent, consideration, all should be there in case of a marine insurance contract. Second, that is insurable interest. It means that the insured should have an interest in the subject when it is to be insured, then utmost good faith to disclose all the material fact to the other party. Then the doctrine of indemnity. It means that the insured will have compensated only to the extent of loss suffered. Subrogation. It follows the principle of indemnity. Insured should not make any profit out of loss. Then warranties, then proximate clause. It helps in deciding the actual cause of loss when the number of causes have contributed to the loss. Then assignment and nomination of the policy and the return of the premium. Next, that is scope of marine insurance. A marine insurance policy plays an imperative role by covering you against various losses or damages which may arise due to different kinds of perils like man-made calamities like theft, piracy, etc. Then natural calamities like earthquake, lightning, cyclone. In various cases, marine insurance policies also covers the expenses like forwarding cost, reconditioning costs, survey fees. By buying a marine insurance policy, it is feasible for cargo owner to limit the liability with regard to the loss or damage of expensive goods as carried by the ship. A comprehensive marine insurance ensures that vessels operatives are completely secured and liability is minimum should any loss or damages happens to the cargo in transit. Usually people assume the marine insurance covers only sea transit. However, in reality, marine insurance policies covers transit by air, water, courier, registered ports, or a combination of all or any of them. Further, transportation of goods which can be covered under a marine insurance policy can be divided into following categories like inland transport, import, and export. A ship that transports goods usually travels a long distance and therefore there is always a high degree of risk involved. When you buy a marine insurance policy, it gives protection and security to your vessels. And that's the main things if the cargo gets damaged in transit. Now procedure involved in taking out the marine insurance policy. The first, that is the selection of the marine insurance company. That is nothing that in India there are 4 subsidiary in general insurance company. One is National Insurance Company, New India Assurance Company, Oriental Insurance Company, and United India Insurance Company. The person who is willing to take the marine insurance policy will have to choose any one of the above mentioned companies. Second, the selection of the agent or broker. Generally it happens the person who possesses specialized knowledge over the affairs of the going in the world will provide necessary information to the proposers, especially the agent, to take out a marine insurance policy without any difficulty. And for that you need proper agent or broker, because most of the person who want to take this insurance doesn't know about the rules and regulations. For that you need to select the agent. Then marine declaration form. Generally a proposal form is submitted with the marine insurance company to initiate the process of insurance. But the marine insurance, instead of proposal form, a marine declaration form or requisition form is to be submitted with the insurer. And that's the main thing. Without it you cannot submit the requisition. Then assessment of risk. Having received the marine declaration form, the official of the insurance company will evaluate the risk to be insured. The risk insured must be found to exist in the condition as is mentioned in the declaration form. Then the payment of the premium. Once the declaration form is accepted, the proposal is asked to pay the required premium fixed to the insurer. Issue of cover note. As soon as the proposal has paid the required premium, the insurer will issue a cover note subject to the conditions of the company's printed policies and the relevant institute clauses, if any, to the extent of the amount mentioned. And the last, that is issue of marine insurance policy. Finally, the insurer will prepare a final marine insurance policy on a proper form with full details and stamps and will hand over the same to the insured. Now, kinds of marine insurance policies. A marine insurance policy covers the losses which are suffered when goods are moved from one place to another. For that, you need the proper policy. Then what are the different kinds of policies? The main types of marine insurance policies which are available in the market are cargo insurance. A cargo insurance policies covers the cargo or the goods which are being transported from one place to another. Then hull insurance. This policy covers the vessels of transportations against damages and accidents. This policy covers the hull or torso of the transportation vehicles like ship as well as the different articles present in the vessels. Then the freight insurance. Under freight insurance, the loss of the freight suffered by the vessel's operator is covered. In many cases, the marine transportation, the vessel's operator is supposed to receive the freight amount for carriage of the goods only when the goods are delivered safely to their destination. If, however, the goods are damaged in transit, the operator would lose the freight receivable. A freight insurance policy therefore provides compensation for the loss of the freight. Then the liability insurance. Liability insurance is often taken as a part of hull insurance policy. Under liability insurance plan, if the vessel collides with the another vessels and there is a damage, the liability suffered by the owner of the vessels for such collision is covered. Then there are different types of marine insurance. There are also various types of policies under marine insurance, which includes the following: the time policies. This policy provides coverage up to a specific time, for instance 1 year. Then the voyage. This policy provides coverage for a specific voyage. As soon as the voyage or ship comes to an end, the policy expires. The mixed policies. This policy combines the time policies and the voyage policies and covers voyages taken between specific destination during the specific time period. Then port risk policies are there. This policy covers the loss suffered by the ship when it is anchored at a port. Then valued policy. Under this policy, the value of the cargo being transported is mentioned beforehand, which specifies the coverage level of the plan. In case the loss of cargo, the value mentioned in the policy is paid as claim. Then unvalued policies. When the value of the cargo is not determined beforehand, it is called an unvalued policies. Then floating policies. This policies is for businesses which transport goods frequently. Under this policy, the policyholder buys the policy for a lump sum value. Nothing else is specified. When the goods are actually transported, a declaration is made for the value of goods, which is deducted from the lump sum amount selected under the policies. The policy therefore covers multiple voyages up to the lump sum limit. Then block policy. This policy covers transportation of goods both by land as well as sea. Composite policy. This policy is underwritten by multiple underwriters and each underwriter has a fixed liability. Now, computation of marine insurance premium and returns. Factors involved in calculating marine insurance premium: the nature and value of the goods which are being transported, applicable freight incurred for transportation, any inherent risk in the goods, the route being taken for the voyage, the type of vessels used for transportations and its constructions, the destination of the goods, the political risk, riots, then commotions or unrest which would impact the delivery of goods. Then the most important, that is natural calamities which might occur, flood, then high tides. These are the important factors which are required for the computation of the marine insurance premium. How can I calculate the marine insurance premium? If you took a cargo insurance, the cargo insurance is calculated on a rate of X per rupees 100. For example, if you have a shipment value of rupees 15,000 and the rate is rupees 0.25 per 100, you take rupees 15,000 per 100 means divided by 100 is equal to 150 at a rate of 0.25 is equal to rupees 37.50 in total premium due. However, check the policy for a minimum premium. Most freight forwarding policies will have them. Then marine losses. Two types of marine losses are there. One is total losses and partial losses. We can define through a picture. You just look at the pictures. The marine losses, there is a total loss, there is a partial loss. Then in case of a total loss, there is an actual loss, then constructive loss, then partial loss, you get general loss and particular average loss. Now, what is total loss? Total loss is divided into two categories. One is actual total loss. Actual total loss occurs when these following situations will occur. The subject matter is completely destroyed. The goods are so damaged that they cease to be a thing of the kind which were insured, and the insured is deprived of the subject matter. Then, what is constructive loss? This occurs when the ship is abandoned for certain reasons. It is not commercially viable to retrieve the ship or cargo. The ship or the cargo is not wholly destroyed, but it is not practicable to get it repaired and restore it to its original position. When a ship is badly damaged and the cost of repairs is expected to be more than the value of the ship, it will be advisable to abandon the ship. Now, second is partial loss. The partial loss, what do you mean by partial loss? A partial loss is a property insurance term referring to a loss that does not completely destroy or render useless the insured property or does not completely exhaust the applicable insurance limit. It are of two kinds. Particular average loss. A particular average loss has been defined as a partial loss of subject matter insured caused by a peril insured against and which is not general average loss. What is general average loss? A general average loss is caused voluntarily to avoid an impending danger. A general average loss is one which is caused by an extraordinary sacrifice or expenditure voluntarily and reasonably made or insured under fortuitous circumstances. Some conditions are to be satisfied before deciding about a general average loss. There must be an extraordinary situation. The peril must be real and not imaginary. The loss must be voluntary and deliberate. The sacrifice must be made prudently. The purpose should be to save the whole adventure, and the act should be successful at least partially. Then the settlement of the claims and recoveries. How? Here is a procedure to follow for marine insurance claim. First of all, the care to minimize the losses. Corrective measures. The first step is to be taken during the events to minimize the impact of the losses or damages to the goods. Reasonable care from the insured is one of the condition in the marine insurance policy. It's important to ensure the safety of the carriers and the third party involved in the marine activity. Approach the insurer and notify. Immediately intimate the insurer about the loss or damages to the goods along the detail of insured event. Then inform the shipping company. Subsequently, it is also important to inform the shipping company on the losses or damages of the goods. In this case, also formal acknowledgement is required to be received. Then, detailed survey. Upon receiving the claim notification, insurer appoints a surveyor to do on-site investigation at which the loss or damages take place. Then post his site's examination, he is required to submit his findings to the insurance company. Insurance company further claims procedure will be based on the findings of the surveyor. Then submission of documents on time. Immediate notification of loss or damage of goods and filling the claims makes it easier for investigations and to speed up the claim process. In most of the cases, there is a time limit of 1 year is given to file a suit against shipping companies from the date of discharge of goods. Time limits may also vary among insurers. Placing the claims on time with all the necessary documents makes the marine insurance claim process hassle-free. Now the documents required to be submitted while claiming under marine insurance policies. The first, that is original marine insurance policies or certificate. This evidence of the insurance is the main document to get the claim settled. Then copy of the bill of lading. This particular documents issued by the shippers to carrier provides every details of shipment such as the type, quantity of the goods and its destinations. Then survey report of certificate included the detailed findings made on site. Then commercial invoice and packing list along with weight notes of shipping specification. Then copies of all the correspondence exchanged with the insurance company and shipping company, and then claim bills. Then additional documents depending on the nature of the claims and other claims circumstances. Some of the additional documents mentioned below may require to be submitted, like consignment note, container damage report, vessels outrun report, tally sheets, carrier's written confirmation of non-delivery of goods, then if any, in case of a theft, the FIR reports. And lastly, the conclusion. Just to conclude, it's important to be aware of the claim procedures and formalities to experience the hassle-free claim process. Immediately filing the claim, disclosing the facts accurately, cooperation with the surveyor and the insurance company, and submitting all the relevant documents are the key to smooth flow of claim process. Close and choose wisely. Then salvage and particular charges. The salvage charges means the charges recoverable under the maritime law by the salvor independently of the contract. They do not include the expenses of the services in the nature of the salvage rendered by the assured or his agent or any person employed for hire by them for the purpose of averting a peril insured against such expense where properly incurred may be recovered as particular charges or as a general average loss according to the circumstances under which they are incurred. Then the salvage and particular charges. Particular charges along with the salvage charges are terms in marine insurance, where the marine insurance policy contains a sue and labor clause. The assured may recover from the insurance expenses properly incurred for the protections of the insured consignment. The expenses must be incurred for the benefits of subject matter insured. It excludes salvage charges and the expenses must be incurred. The insured, his employees or agents, they are recoverable only when incurred to avert or minimize a loss for a peril covered by the policies. Then extra charges, expenses of providing claims, ex-survey fees, salvage charges for voluntarily service to save hull cargo at sea, then average adjusters, is an impartial person who have the knowledge and acts like a moderator between the insurer, insured, and other concerned about the charges. Thank you.